That's good. She just said Travis and I can talk, so that's perfect. That's what we want. We want to get the information from the people who are dealing with this on the front lines. I'll do some introductions to tell you who those people are. Travis Brown, St. Louis Public Schools Athletic Director, and the two of you know each other before tonight. You have worked together. This is Maureen Cunningham, Brain Injury Association of Missouri, and by the very nature that this is not the first time you've met, I have to believe the schools are taking this at least seriously to some degree. Tell me how the two of you know each other and what the work entails.
Well, we're definitely taking this very, very seriously. And Maureen, she has been a person who's come to the school to give professional development for my coaches. Every year before the season starts, it's obligatory that all the coaches in St. Louis Public Schools must have a professional development regarding concussion and concussion awareness.
How long has that been the case?
That's been the case for the last 4 years.
And when you got that call to do that training, was this something that was already on your radar?
Concussions have been on our radar since about 2009, 2010, and along with educating the public schools, the St. Louis City Public Schools, we reach out to other schools as well. In March 2012, we had a sports concussion facts, fallacies, and new frontier seminar that we offered for coaches and school nurses, and we're repeating that in February 2012 here in St. Louis because it was so well received. We're also educating parents with our concussion overview for parents that we offer at the parental mandatory meeting that a lot of the coaches have.
So why is this so important?
Well, because it protects youth. The education is just so important so parents understand the signs and symptoms and understand what to do if they suspect a concussion, because the risk is so important. We want them to know that when the headache doesn't go away and they've tried giving water, they've had the student eat a healthy meal, that if the concussion gets worse or it doesn't go away, that's a sign that they need to be concerned about. If there's blurry or balance issues, if there's blurry vision, balance issues, that is a concern. If there's sensitivity to light or sound, and if there's sleep disturbances, any changes in the student. The other thing that we want the parents and coaches to really be aware of is that a concussion doesn't have to be a hit to the head. It can be a hit to the body that causes the head to move rapidly, and then inside the skull, the brain is bouncing around, causing the damage.
And a lot of times when we talk to the parents, we use some example. We say it's like an egg, the outer egg, the shell, but the yolk and the inside that's moving. So when there's a ding, when there's a hit, and a lot of the parents are not aware of that type of information. And we try not only to educate the parents, but the community at large, the teachers, PE teachers. In talking to parents at various presentations, parents think that concussions may only happen in organized sports. But as you know, concussions can happen in organized sports, unorganized sports, and on the playground.
Right. Something we're seeing on Twitter. This is not new. This is an age-old problem. Kids thinking they're invincible. Does that play a role in this? Do they want to believe that there could possibly not be anything wrong with me?
Well, some of the students may not believe a concussion can happen to them. And that's why it's so important that we have to educate the students, the parents, and the community at large that concussions can happen any time and in any organization.
And it's important that the youth understand that, especially the teammates or the playmates on the playground, that they're not only teammates when they're out on the field, that they're teammates in the classroom and off of the field too. So if they notice something on a teammate that's, hey, Johnny isn't right, if Johnny isn't going to tell the coach that there's something wrong and that a concussion is suspected, the friend needs to be a friend and needs to be a teammate and say, hey, Coach Brown, I'm afraid that there's something wrong with Johnny, so that Coach Brown can go and say, can start asking him questions.
Mr. Brown, how long have you been involved in high school sports?
I've been involved in high school sports an awful long time. The last 4 years, I've been the director of athletics for the St. Louis Public Schools.
I'm just curious, your perspective on this this topic. I mean, this is not something that has been discussed for very long.
Exactly, and as the physician said just prior to us, there's nothing new. Concussions aren't new. Now, we are learning more and more information about concussions. That's why they're being reported.
Another thing that's coming in on Twitter here is that kind of back to the invincibility thing I said earlier, but that the students may not own up to the fact. They want to get back in there and play. They don't want to sit on the sidelines. Do you have to educate the students themselves on this issue here?
Absolutely. We always educate the student athletes about concussions, and we educate all of the student athletes about it. As previously said, the kids want to play. They want to be out there, they want to win, but you cannot play if you've been concussed.
Can we have safe football?
The Brain Injury Association of Missouri does believe that there's benefits to sports. There are always risks in every contact sport, but you want to reduce the risk. So you want to have proper equipment that fits right for that athlete and it's worn properly every time. That from top to bottom with every league and with every team, that safe techniques are taught and good sportsmanship is taught. And that, there's going to be risk. So you want to reduce the risk through education and education and education with everybody involved. Coaches, the school, the parents, the athletes.
Thank you. And I believe you did some of that just now, so we thank you for your time.